Chapter 239 was one crazy chapter mostly because of those last few panels, and I can't stop thinking about what those panels could mean as a result of that. So that got me thinking about why Nagi Seishiro got completely destroyed by Itoshi Rin. Let's dive deeper into this matter. People in the community are saying that Nagi is underperforming, but I'd argue against that because maybe Itoshi Rin just got that much better. But that doesn't mean that all of you have to flame Nagi for it, although he certainly has his weak points. These few exchanges in Chapter 180 explain this situation pretty well. Nagi has asked Agi's diagnosis for his previous attack. AGI gives him a reality check, telling him that he gets 8 points out of 100. So Nagi asks why that's the case since he got so close. AGI explains that the pass of his was too rough and that anyone other than him wouldn't be able to reach it. Although Nagi told him that he passed like that because he knew that AGI could handle it. AGI does think that his finish was an interesting idea, though. He tells Nagi that if he improves his passing, that shot could have been even quicker than it is right now. And the reason he lost points was because he has focused too much on his image and didn't act on it properly. This is literally all just to get Nagi to think about his own ideas and plays within a match. Isagi summarizes it well by saying that up until now, Nagi has only ended up moving according to his or Ryo's images, but he's actually a noob when it comes to football. In terms of making his own plays, he's no more than a little chick, which means that it's completely useless. Nagi just completely gives up on the idea of making his own plays, starting from zero. He really thinks it's a bother, and he is also amazed by seeing just how much people like Isagi think within a match. So as a result, a little while after that, in Chapter 186, he goes up to Ryo and tells him that he really wants to beat Isagi Yoichi. He doesn't know what he should be doing, as Isagi is getting further and further away from him. Right now, Nagi Seishiro doesn't have a chance to beat him, even though he is doing all the things that Chris and AGI had suggested. He has no idea what it means to be creative. Right now, soccer isn't fun for him. But when Nagi was playing with Ryo, soccer was fun. So he asks Ryo to lend him his strength. And this is exactly Nagi Seishiro's problem and the reason he can't keep up with the likes of Itoshi Rin. If Nagi doesn't have a proper teammate to lean on, he can't make full use of his talents, which is a big issue. If he keeps relying on Daddy Ryo all the time, or Isagi, or any other capable player who is able to make plays on their own without needing any help or some mental assistance, he will never be able to get back on his feet. So in Chapter 190, Nagi and Isagi were duking it out for the ball. Nagi has trapped it as Isagi pretends to predict to block the shot. But he knew that it was a fake, as Nagi uses a fake volley on him. Nagi trolls him for the second time as well. Nagi trolls Kaiser too after that, which means that he has already gotten 3 consecutive fake volleys. He trolls Isagi for the 4th time, jumps up and shoots the ball hard into the net. After seeing this goal, one would assume that there's nothing wrong with Nagi, right? Even after everything I said. So I think that Ego Jinpachi's reaction on how people were praising Nagi Seishiro is actually foreshadowing what's happening in the present day. It's exactly as Ego Jinpachi explained after Manshine City's match against Bastard Munchkin. He told Henri that it was a shitty fluke goal, and the fact that attaining success above his talent level can have dangerous after effects. The depths of Nagi Seishiro's ego are about to be tested. He also explained that Nagi Seishiro wouldn't be able to replicate that goal, which means that it's completely useless in the world of football. I'll use this moment to quickly ask you guys that if you are liking my content so far and wish to support me, subscribe to the channel. Now back to the video. You know, I think that the FC Barcha environment would have been better for Nagi Seishiro himself, as he's got all those fancy plays and stuff. The best place to let them bloom should theoretically be FC Barcha, which has Lavigno as the master. In Chapter 160, Lavigno says that if you want to become the best, you can't just be doing as you're told. Back in Brazil, they have a word called ginga, and the meaning of it would be close to shaky or swaying. It comes from capoeira, which is a mix between dancing and martial arts. Although I don't really think that this capoeira thing has much applicability in real-life fights, I do think that in the world of sports, it can be very resourceful. The living proof of someone using some form of martial arts inside of Blue Lock to enhance his plays is none other than Mark Snuffy. As Noah literally explains that Jujutsu is the core of Snuffy's playstyle in chapter 223, which basically is a martial art literally being taught all over the world. Snuffy incorporated that as part of his playstyle. The core training, biomechanics, and close combat are all principles of Jujutsu, and Mark Snuffy just fused them with football. Thanks to Jujutsu, Snuffy has world-class hold-up plays, and his ball retention skills became even more defined. The reason why this is important is that I think that Nagi Seishiro is going to use a martial arts style as well for his plays. That would make more sense as well, since he then has a clearer idea and path of how his plays would be, which would help him in making plays starting from scratch. Let's go back to Livigno now as he continues talking about the Ginga. You're swaying your upper body like it's lethargic while touching the ball as if it's absorbing them. The Brazilian stars he liked have their roots in this kind of rhythm. And then you can start out copying strong dudes and mix it up with your own to create your image of being the best in the world. Now, the reason why those final sequences of sentences are very important is that I predict that Nagi is going to ingrain Livigno's philosophy into his plays. And even if he doesn't, he'll at the very least get inspired by Livigno's team, which will spark his originality. Hence why I think that the author of Blue Lock has left Manshine's match against Barcha as the last. This match is the one where Nagi Seishiro is going to be reborn. The author of Blue Lock can't do Nagi dirty like that. So, we all get that Ryo and Nagi Seishiro are an amazing duo, right? The plays that they managed to pull off on the field are absolutely incredible. So, why did they lose so badly to Itoshi Rin? Well, I think the reason for that is simply that Itoshi Rin is built differently. His reasons for winning and being the best carry way more weight than Nagi's reasons so far. He has already beaten Isagi once, but that was also with the help of Ryo. However, he still convinced himself that he had beaten Isagi Yoichi, which is simply not true. The true way to demolish him is by actually replicating more through scoring more goals. Because of Rin's resolve and dominance, he has been able to level up significantly, and I'm sure that Julian Loki himself has played his role in this matter as well. Whatever the case may be, though, Ryo and Nagi have got to get their stuff together, as this is not going to end well for them otherwise. Well, at least for Nagi Seishiro, that is. If you resonate with my content, subscribe to the channel. I'm out. Peace.